Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar. This is part one in the new My Farm to Early Care and Education webinar series, and will provide a brief overview of farm to early care and education. This is part of a 12-part series over the course of the next 6 months that will dive into other topics in greater detail related to farm to early care and education. The idea for this series came about as we've heard from many early childhood providers that days are too packed to be able to devote large chunks of time to longer webinars, so we thought by breaking them down into smaller components that were easily accessible, it could reach a wider audience. Information about future webinars is available on our website at myfarmtoschool.msu.edu and will be sent out through our listserv, which you can also join on our website. All webinars will be recorded and made available for future reference. My name is Abby Harper. I'm the Farm to School Specialist at the MSU Center for Regional Food Systems, and I'll be leading you through the webinar series, but throughout we'll have a variety of speakers that have expertise in various aspects of farm to early care and education. Farm to Early Care and Education speaks to initiatives that center around buying and using local food products in early child care and education programs. The term evolved out of the larger farm to school movement after recognizing that healthy eating habits start at a young age. Farm to Early Care and Education specifically seeks to expand efforts to connect with local foods to programs serving children ages 0 to 6. Farm to ECE also includes other initiatives to connect children to local foods, including on-site gardens and educational opportunities, but generally revolves around purchasing and utilizing more local foods in early childhood meal programs. Farm to ECE includes many different sizes and types of programs and includes any program that serves children ages 0 to 6, including family and group childcare homes, private centers and preschools, Head Start, Early Head Start, and Great Start Readiness programs, faith-based early childcare programs, and early education programs based in K-12 schools and districts. Often programs based in K-12 schools or districts might be looped into larger farm to school efforts, but programs can of course operate farm to ECE efforts separately. There are many reasons for incorporating farm to early care and education efforts into your early childhood program, and for many the greatest benefits are seen in the opportunities to support health, nutrition, and healthy habits of young eaters. Farm to ECE can increase access to fresh, local foods, in addition to bringing in a wider variety of foods, particularly fruits and vegetables. This increase in exposure to new and diverse foods has shown in some cases to increase children's willingness to try new foods, and in general, farm to ECE programs have shown to increase the overall amount of fruits and vegetables made available in early childhood programs. Sourcing local foods also provides opportunities for programs to include more culturally relevant foods that might not be available from a traditional supplier, as often local food producers can grow a greater variety of food and have the ability to work directly with programs to meet specific needs. There are also many benefits to the larger community for Farm to ECE. Farm to ECE can provide greater opportunities for parent engagement, can also help create stronger communities, especially if you're working with local farmers or food vendors. And lastly, but just as importantly, buying local and early childhood programs is an opportunity to keep your purchasing dollars local and really support the farmers in your communities. Michigan is a diverse agricultural state, and farm to early care and education is one way of supporting the many diverse farmers we have. As mentioned before, there are 3 primary components of farm to ECE: local procurement, education, and on-site gardens. We will not go into depth into each of them today, as future webinars will have the opportunity to dive deeper, but we'll briefly review the 3 components of farm to ECE initiatives. Local purchasing is a primary cornerstone of farm to ECE efforts, as it ensures not just that children are knowledgeable of healthy eating habits and receptive to new foods, but that they actually have the opportunity to consume and access healthy foods in their programs. Local purchasing can be done through farmers, food hubs, farmers markets, grocery stores, and broadline distributors, as well as a variety of other sources. It requires you to learn about seasonal production and develop menus that adapt to seasonal products, which can be as easy as swapping in local foods when they are available or building your menu around what's available locally. It's also worth noting that under the new Child and Adult Care Food Program standards, local purchasing is encouraged as a best practice. And so this is a good way of helping programs meet the standards of the Child and Adult Care Food Program. Education can also play an important component of farm to ECE efforts. Opportunities can include nutrition, agriculture, and local food activities and lessons in the classroom, field trips to farms and farmers markets, like in the picture below, taste tests and comparisons of different varieties of foods, or turning mealtime into an educational opportunity by featuring and learning about local foods served in the meals. Education can be an important component of increasing children's receptivity to new foods and supporting the success of local purchasing efforts. On-site gardens are a component that seem to be especially popular in early childhood programs, as it provides an opportunity for a hands-on connection to the source of food and allows children to be an active participant in its production. For some, this hands-on connection increases the likelihood that children will taste and try new foods and truly connects the children to their food from seed to plate. It also provides an opportunity for deeper parent engagement in garden maintenance and participation. Gardens can vary in size, from smaller gardens that serve just educational purposes or larger gardens that also serve to provide food to the childhood meal program. The next webinars will go into more depth into different topic areas of farm to school and farm to early care and education. There is a list of the series available on our website, and you can sign up for each webinar individually there in advance of the session. This series will also be recorded and made available on our website as a series following each webinar. There are many resources available to get programs started on Farm to ECE. Our website, which is myfarmtoschool.msu.edu, is a great place to start learning about initiatives throughout the state of Michigan and access resources for technical support, including fact sheets and resource guides. Our Farm to Early Childhood Program Guide is a particularly useful resource that goes step by step into local purchasing, and we'll be highlighting that more in future webinars related to local purchasing. Cultivate Michigan is a local purchasing campaign out of the Michigan Farm to Institution Network that highlights various Michigan products and provide information, materials, and tools on how to use them and access them in your meal program. You can sign up as a participating institution on cultivatemichigan.org to access the materials and increase your purchasing of our featured foods. And lastly, the National Farm to School Network has initiatives dedicated exclusively to early care and education and provides a hub of information and resources from all over the country. Their website is a great place to learn about initiatives, access resources, and read about case studies happening in other states to spark ideas for your own farm to early care and education efforts. So thanks for joining us on the webinar today. This ends the first segment in our 2016-2017 Farm to ECE webinar series. I'm Abby Harper, Farm to School Specialist at the MSU Center for Regional Food Systems, and look forward to future webinars with you all.